Now, hello there. Here we go again. Everyone's seemingly least favorite subject, I would think. But I would say grab you some coffee, tea, soda, beer, alcohol, whatever you feel like. I've got some tea right here. Um, and I'm enjoying some. I took a little Valentine's Day cinnamon heart and threw it in there and letting it melt with a little cinnamon flavor with some sugar on it. Um, so we have something to sip on. Oh, and yep, the cinnamon did melt in there. That's nice. Um, basically, today, I guess tonight, this evening, I didn't have I didn't do a live last Friday. I wasn't feeling like it. Didn't care. Um, so there was nothing happening Friday. But I figured since I missed last Friday, I should probably be here. I could probably be here and have a little bitch session today or whatever you want to call it. Conversations, whatever. If anybody feels like the title says, if you want to talk about your experiences being targeted, I've spent plenty of hours talking about my experiences. Uh, it would be uh, kind of like therapeutic to have somebody else, um, explaining their situation. The last time I was on, had someone else on here uh, named Tom that was on here, and he talked about his experiences, and we had a pretty good conversation. And um, for the most part, it went pretty well. But actually, until somebody does decide to come in here, I have something that I would like to share from uh, from from an individual that some of you may know, even though you don't want to. Um, but here we'll present all of that. Um, right here. We'll say the Chrome tab. Let's see the window. we'll show this right here. We'll share this. Okay, well, this is Dan, also known as Nerve Gorilla, right? Who got this sent me this. I don't know why it says to John, but for some reason I received it. Agent 7744, you are being transferred to the special team assigned to this subject. Report to R. Mongler, Conglomerate Director of Personnel in the Minneapolis branch by December 21st for further instructions. Security clearance 6, secret, case number targeted end 611-48390, 12/2022 status update. Current methods of drug delivery via coughing and rain modification being apparently unsuccessful, will transition in more direct food and medicine delivery executed by agents already planted in critical locations. It is imperative that the subject is not confronted directly. If detected or confronted, follow protocol to the letter. Agents assigned to this subject in the past have failed to cease communication and egress from the area. Do not compromise this project. Agents assigned to Blue Eagle, whatever that is, are advised to avoid this subject. Subject is highly suspicious and known to to record activities. Severe penalties will fall onto any who fail to follow this. Pay attention to your scanners, and if her tracker comes up, stop what you're doing and maintain operational security. This is a difficult case, but nothing out of the ordinary. I trust this case will be closed soon as we can reassign this task force to more critical matters necessary for the success of Blue Eagle. Right? Okay. Well, that was weird getting that. Now, what is weirder is that, okay, we'll just go back. Agent dipshit Dan French, right? I replied. So you are outright poisoning people now, huh? Not just disinformation and slander. He replies with, you are a dumb human. You don't understand how the planet works. Sure. I said, eat a dick, you ignorant pissant. Stop contacting me with anything, you stupid a-hole. Delete my email. Delete your face, you dumb fag. Nice guy. Gang stalking isn't happening. You people are retards. What have you learned in the past 8 months? I've been talking to you fucking tard. Do you even have a girlfriend, Agent 00 stupid fuck? 8 months interacting with you people and you were asking me this? How about you take a real interview for once? Big brain about interviews. You fucking people never want to be questioned. How about you take a real girl for once instead of a blow-up doll? For somebody who supposedly served the military, you sure are a chicken shit bitch scared of hashing it out in voice. I haven't really made a video about you yet. And I replied, if you remember right, I had you on my channel and you ran the fuck away, so shut the fuck up, you whiny little bitch. And then he said, I said a real interview where, I'm not at work on a fucking cell phone, limited on time and sound quality. Yeah, you stupid asshole. Voice interview or bug off, you deadbeat time vampire. And that was the last time he talked to me or contacted me through that. Well, he did say something about you're asking for it, and I'm like, well, whatever. Yeah, how's it going? Hi there, Will. How are you doing? What are you drinking? A screwdriver? Right on. Have a good drink. But that was funny to me that the indications that he's like some agent 744, right? Like he's some kind of agent. He's a disinformation agent, but that's neither here nor there. I just wanted to share that. I don't know if anybody else has received that email. It says to John. I'm assuming that it went to John. To John Hoffer, but somehow it was sent to me too. I was just like, what? Why am I seeing this? But anyway. But as it goes, he replies in the same general manner that he talks about targeted individuals on his channel about, fucking tard this, or you don't know how the planet works, blah, blah, blah. It's his same old crap. But the funny part asking me about, we'll take a real interview. And I'm like, there's the link. You want to come in here and talk again? That's fine for you. I really don't care. I don't really have shit to say to you, but you keep bothering me. You keep talking to me. I don't care. But anyway, anybody else want to come in here and talk? I just wanted to alleviate a little bit of the beginning blase of starting the live here. But for all intents and purposes, Dan French, aka Nerve Gorilla, is a troll in every sense of the word. And with that email, it's purveying to the conception that he is some kind of agent, hired to uh, monitor targeted individuals. But now, where that email came from, I mean, whether it was just something that he dreamed up and wrote just to be a shill, like he usually does, I have not got that information. But um, as far as that goes, I don't. I haven't received any more any more communication from him on email, which is fine for me. I don't want to. But apparently he's got, a bug up his ass for John Hoffer because he's always talking about John Hoffer. But anyway, he's in one of those lines. He pointed out, I haven't ever really did a video on you, but you're asking for it in big, huge, bold letters. I didn't show that. I'm like, well, I'm asking for it. Go ahead, genius. He apparently didn't like me saying that, yeah, you were on my show and you ran away. He got all indignant with that, talking about a real interview. Well, you were in here for an hour and a half. You had plenty of time to ask me and talk to me any questions you wanted, but I guess that wasn't what you call a real interview because it wasn't in your setting, so you couldn't, control the narrative with your BS, whatever you were going to do. But you're more than welcome to click that link and come on here on StreamYard. I don't know how you whine about, oh, YouTube this, or I want to use Jitsi. Yeah, whatever. Jitsi, I don't really give a fuck. I don't have Jitsi. I don't know. I've never used it. I don't plan to use it. So that's never going to happen. But considering that, as the day goes, so that's that be that. But also, I'm not going to show anything about it. But I had seen a couple things come up on my YouTube recommendations about Pegasus, which is NSO surveillance program that was spying on like people in 17 different countries and denying that they were spying on the people. That they sent a list of like 50,000 people and their phone names, of not names but phone numbers of people that they were monitoring on their phones. How this Pegasus they can hack into your phone with Pegasus, and you won't even know it's there until unless someone can inspect your phone and tell you that you've been hacked by Pegasus. Well, they were apparently watching President Macron, whatever, from France. They were watching people from like 17 other countries, and they denied all of it. They denied every time they had like a committee of oversight for NSO, and that every question they asked the representative that the NSO sent there, he said, "Well, I can't talk about this and this," and he kept repeating the same thing over and over. Finally, they just said, "Forget this. You're wasting our time. Quit insulting our intelligence. Why are you even here?" But needless to say, this program, Pegasus, through the effect of determining over the course of the investigation, they were watching over half of the people in the world with Pegasus at the time. But they only sent them they sent this reporting agency a list. Somehow they got a hold of a list of 50,000 phone numbers that these people were tapping. And well, what the representative from NSO was saying, well, I won't discuss what or who we sell our product to, and how they use it after that is, kind of out of their hands. But they would sell the product to them, which can hack into anybody's phone, use your phone to spy on you, use the mic, the camera, whatever device they connect it to. No, I wouldn't really equate that to um, that of gang stalking, but it does present an espionage base uh, source to look at for people being spied on without their consent, which is 100% what gang stalking is a group of people that follow you, keep an eye on you, monitor you, hack you, character assassinate you, all the good things that gang stalkers do. Um, without further investigation into what Pegasus is, I just watched a documentary. It's not like I did any research. This is just from watching a documentary that I found this out from Frontline, which is a PBS broadcasting program. They do stuff like that. But they spent a year investigating, and the whole time they were being monitored while they were investigating. So these people were watching them while they were trying to figure out who they were watching. But I'll just go into it really short here. V2K, right? Voice to Skull, Voice of God, whatever you want to call it. It's a continuing thing with me. They don't really harass me in the obnoxious manner they used to, but they still do. They still do 24/7 constant chatter, the V2K chatter. The R&M, the dream affliction, the monitoring of your brainwave frequency that they do, and your visual cortex. They're still doing that 24 hours a day. They make a point to wake me up. I'm not going to say you personally, in the morning, like in between 4 and 5 o'clock every morning. If I've slept at all, they'll wake me up, and it's usually saying, "Oh, did you see what he just did or what he just said?" Well, as I said the other night when I had my little live, I'm not talking to these people. I'm not making a point to converse with these scumbags on B2K. I'm not sitting here trying to have a dialogue with them. But like right now, I'm talking to you, but they're probably going to be saying that I said something else and did something else while I'm sitting. Even while I'm sitting here on a live show, they're probably doing whatever they're doing, making up their slanderous algorithm to procreate through to their peon minion Nazi serial killer scumbag group. I have done a little bit of looking, and as it goes, I don't know how many people they have actually terminated their existence, but if you are a target, that is their intent, is to terminate your existence. And they've done it to several people that I'm aware of. But like I said, I don't have a progressive list of people that are targeted in the world. I don't know how you would go about compiling such a list. I don't have a list of how many individuals they have murdered or people associated with those individuals that they have murdered. But I do know in my personal case, there are people that they have done away with um, through closer reflection of my life and my history. And generally, I will say that if you know of someone that died under mysterious circumstances, or let's say in their sleep of what appeared to be natural causes, if they were targeted, most likely it was in effect through dew weapons and acoustic uh, damage done to respiratory function, brain function, or organ function. Um, I don't know per se of how forensics goes about doing autopsies. If they, would even search for microwave radiation damage or acoustic weapon damage. But if you are being afflicted by microwave attacks, you can go to the doctor and specifically find out whether you have been affected by microwave radiation in above normal, like from your microwave, or the background radiation. Now you see a lot of people that are targeted with their using their phones, right? Using their phones with a radiation detector, showing that they're way above normal in certain areas of their home, or like one wall next to the apartment, they'll put the thing up and it goes from background of which is 40-ish to 50, jumps to 180, 200, 400, ridiculous numbers that are very damaging levels of microwave radiation, should you be sitting there being bombarded by that. Now, granted, even the background radiation is affecting people, and it's not good for you. But um, it's not in lethal doses as a background, like from cell phone towers or your microwave or whatever other equipment in your house that might produce microwave radiation. But when they are beaming your organs, and you feel in your gut and your genital area that massive pain while they're zapping you for whatever amount of time, like they have me before, called Hi Virginia. Oh yeah, that's not good. Yeah, you don't want your microwave. You don't want your microwave to be working with the door open. They're shielding. They're shielding in that door, and the whole housing is shielded. But if you open it, yeah, you're cooking yourself. I mean, they still tell you, even with your microwave as it's closed, to be like 6 feet away from it while you're right. Don't sit there with your face up to the up to the window looking at what's cooking in there. You're not doing yourself any favors doing that. Um, but I do have a few interesting uh, ideas about that. But I have been wondering about several people that um, I know talked about before about uh, targeted individuals that all of a sudden you don't see them online anymore. There's one person that I haven't seen do any videos or anything in quite a long time. TI Help, so Steve Howlett from the UK, that was actually working on you know devices to protect herself from being bombarded by V2K and the remote neural monitoring. Some of the things that she had created seemed to work and that were wearable, that she would wear a lot. But I haven't seen any videos from the person, and it's been several months. And I know she was talking about moving. I don't know if that's what's happening. I'm not. I don't know. Yeah. Unshielded wiring, right? Like in your breaker boxes and things like that, um, will give you a sense of foreboding, like anxiety because of the electromagnetic field. A lot of these paranormal shows, like you watch, like Ghost Hunters or whatever type, would there'd be an area, like say in the house, where the base in the basement, and they would go and they'd run the EMF detector, and there's a huge EMF field. Well, it's because there's like bare wiring, or somehow wiring is being shorted through the piping and it's running through the house, causing a huge magnetic field, which causes you to feel like being watched, that kind of thing. But yeah, electromagnetic fields do cause that. And well, I what you just said right here, um, I actually don't blame them. I don't have much less YouTube lately. You were talking about, I think that some TIs get sick of the drama on YouTube as well and leave, right? Um, I personally ha have been kind of leaning in that direction, because it's like I've been doing these shows quite a bit for the last few years now, since I started doing it to research targeting and maybe try and you know help other targets. But it's like you just get to the point where it's like, what's the what's the use? I mean, because it raising awareness is one thing, but when people aren't listening, and then you're put down or harassed or persecuted for it, it's like it exacerbates the already awful situation of being targeted and harassed, because you've got people that come to watch you just so they can be in here and troll you, which like I said, exacerbates the already horrendous torture of being harassed. Plus you're being harassed even more. And then when you try and uh, uh, report it to, let's say, the police or whoever. Hi, Amber, how are you today? Um, it just and you get little to no receptive behavior from people that are supposed to be in place to listen to your problems and to help you, and help you sort out your problems with issues like harassment and cyber terror and cyber, all the crap, the stalking that goes along with being targeted, and you just don't get any help. Throughout all the time I've been here researching and finding out about gang stalking and trying to present things, it just doesn't seem to make a hell of a lot of difference. But then at that point, all of a sudden someone says, you'll get an email, or you'll get somebody to message you, or that you've never had seen before, come and tell you, I've been watching you or listening to your show or whatever for a few years now, and it's really helped me. That changes your outlook a little bit for the most part. But still, as I said before, if anything that I'm doing sitting here and looking at the history of this, and the overall production of these weapons and the proliferation of these weapons, proliferation of these weapons from in the 90s when the military was using it, from before that when the NSA was using it, the COINTELPRO, Project Bluebeam, all these secret organizations, Dark Matter, that was that's really a secret program that they never really presented anything about as far as surveillance, and like NSA, FBI, CIA type organizations doing this to citizens, not terrorists, just someone says, hey, I want this person put on this list, I want you to watch these fuckers, and then they never stop. Not because that individual or whatever have you did, or even presented a reason to continue it. They just continue it. They don't ever pull you off the list. They don't ever pull you off. It's not like you can petition your government or petition the Pentagon or what to leave you alone, or CIA to leave you alone. And why the fuck are you watching me? What did I do that I'm because is it because I said something online, or because I have I'm a tree hugger, I followed the pipeline that was causing issues, or because you have some sort of activist outlook, or which they call you at that point a dissident, because you don't particularly see eye to eye with the powers that be. Yeah, there was angels in here. But anyway, there's the link if anybody wants to come in and talk. Here it is again if anybody wants to show up. And just like this, K Briggs, you're a troll. You don't know what you're talking about. You saying you have never been targeted is like me saying, you're a virgin. I don't know that. You don't know shit. Shut your mouth. Okay? You don't know shit. Shut your mouth. But anyway, angles, the space measured between degrees between two intersecting lines of surface. Yeah, angles. But at any rate, just what I was talking about. You know, of course, this troll thinks, never been targeted. How the fuck would you know? That's all I have to say to that. Um, so if you have an experience that, or would just like to come up and chat, because I don't really feel like sitting here talking to myself for 4 hours. You can click that link and come on up here and maybe talk a little bit about anything you want, for that matter. We don't have to talk about gang stalkers. Um, I think he just can't spell. I don't think it's just for fun. I think he just can't spell sometimes. I am afflicted with that. Sometimes I'll be putting, like, back a couple of letters in there backwards on accident, or and a lot of people, the problem is they're using their cell phones and they're trying to text or type, and you've got the predictive program in there that tries to say what you're going to say before you say it, and it puts in, and even after you correct it, it corrects you. As you click the send button, it'll correct you with what it was saying you thought you wanted to say before, and you're like, God damn it, no, that's not what I wanted. Why'd you do that? I clicked the send button and you changed it back to that word that has nothing to do with what the fuck I'm talking about. And and it changes the whole sentence, like, like oh, I saw your mom yesterday. And it'll change it to, oh, I fucked your mom yesterday. What? Wait a minute, what? No, I didn't type that. I didn't send you that. But yeah, uh, you know, that's precisely correct. Yes. Um, I I had to go buy me a new mouse yesterday. I think it was day before. My other one, it broke. It broke. It cracked inside here, and the little laser pointer in it, it's quit. So I I didn't really want a wireless mouse, but I got one because I couldn't. They didn't where I was at. It was like midnight, and I didn't have um anywhere else to go. It was Walgreens was the only place that was open I could get a mouse. Walmart had just closed at like 11, and I wasn't able to get one. So I had to go and just take what I could get, and they only had the one kind. But it seems to work pretty well. It doesn't lag. Um, Works pretty well. Um, but for the most part, it works pretty well. I'm happy with it. It charges up quickly, and even when you are charging it, I've heard some people say that they have like these docking stations for their mouse. They have to charge their battery. And when I used to play video games with a lot of friends of mine, that I haven't seen in a long time or played games with, but they would have like early on, when I think in the earlier years when wireless mice came out, they would say, "Oh, I got to go. My mouse is dying. I have to let it charge for 2 hours." or I have to change the batteries in it or whatever, but they have to quit because you couldn't use it. Well, this one, even while it's charging, you can use it. You can plug it in and it'll charge while you're using it, which was good. I plugged it right in and it worked right off the bat. But anyway, the gist of the whole thing is I've seen I've watched a couple short. I've been looking at YouTube shorts mainly because I just like watching like Larissa Lira play guitar for a few minutes, or Sophie Burrell. She'll play guitar. I like watching them play. I mean, maybe not so much for the guitar because they're really both gorgeous, but they're really good guitar players, and I like listening to what they're doing. But they're really gorgeous too, so it makes it better. But as far as that goes, I was looking at some of the shorts, and I'm not even going to mention this person's name, but they presume that they're targeted, but they talk about how don't buy into gang stalking. Gang stalking isn't real. They aren't using voice to skull and mind reading technology on you. Well, how can you possibly be saying, oh, I'm targeted, but this shit isn't real, but they're not doing this stuff, but you're supposed to be a target and you're telling people that this shit isn't real. You're not a target. You're full of shit. You're a shill. You're full of shit. But anyway, that guy right there saying I stalked him. If I stalked you, I would. It would. Whatever, dude, you're nuts. Muddy, you're out of your fucking head. But I don't. Whatever. But I don't really think that person that I'm talking about with the shorts. I don't get that. I don't how you could say you're targeted and then try and say that the shit isn't real. It doesn't make any sense to me. That sounds like a troll shill to me, trying to whatever. But for the most part, if you're being targeted, you're not going to be saying that this stuff doesn't happen. I mean, if you're being targeted, you're not going to say, "Oh, there's no such thing as gang stalking." If you're being targeted, you're not going to say that's not real. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I mean, I could probably play one of the shorts, but I don't really want to go into it. Yeah. But for all intents and purposes, if you're targeted, right, really targeted, you're not you're not pretending or being pretentious about it, and you're not trying to gain views or whatever. It's not about any kind of fame that you would be interested in having. Um, um, this is not something that I would wish on my worst enemy. Um, I mean, to be honest, waterboarding is not something that anybody is happy about. Uh, uh, yeah, but again, I'm gonna say, if anybody wants to come up here and chat, there's the link again. Like I said, I don't want to just sit here and blather to myself for 3 hours. Um, imaginary girlfriends are cool. Yeah, Virginia. Uh, uh, the well, like I was saying, I think the general population of people that are being targeted just don't really want to bother doing this all the time anymore, and it's just like um, the I guess the consensus is like, well, talking about it isn't doing anything. It doesn't seem like that. I mean, for the general. Hi, Tanya. Um, Good to see you. Um, I just, uh, I really think the subject is suppressed in a manner that the only people that ever uh, for the you know for the masses show up to even listen are people that you know are either targeted or are perping targets. Um, Very rarely do you get somebody uh, new that's like, what is this? What are you talking about? What is gang stalking? What is being a targeted individual? What's remote neural monitoring? What's V2K? Once in a great while, you'll get uh, a person that doesn't know what it is, um, or either you get one that pretends they don't, and you can tell generally by their demeanor and the choices of words that they do already know what it is, and they're either on the targeted list or they're on the list of those targeting you. What are you talking about? Muddy? Talking about or no? Oh, you're talking about Nappy. Okay. Anyway, I'm not talking about the other guy. I just don't have nothing to say about that. He's not worth any of my recognition. If it's even a he. I think it's probably a girl, but I don't know. Um, so you're gonna see what's going on with Nappy, are you, Virginia? But you want to come up, Will? Do you want to come up, Virginia? Anybody want to come up? Anybody that actually has something, interesting to talk about, not or nothing to talk about. Just come up and bullcrap. I don't care. Uh, I I haven't I don't have a bunch of videos I want to look at. I don't have a bunch of stories to tell new. Um, nothing's really changed. It's still the same. Uh, there now I don't know per se how you're listening to my videos, whether you're doing it on headphones or whether you're doing it through speakers or whatever. But um, I have went back and spectated some of my own lives, and you can hear the the general chatter from the people on V2K. You can hear it, and they know that. And I notice that they get a lot quieter when I go live because they know that too. That you can hear them in the background doing their spiels, whatever. Um, well, you could, but I think you're probably making enough of an ass of yourself in the chat that you don't need to come up. Um, V will sing me "Watch My Shoes." Oh, really? What's that? What's "Watch My Shoes"? What's that from? What's that? What's that, Will? What's "Watch My Shoes"? I'm not familiar with what you're talking about there. Um, now, that's his favorite song. That's your favorite song, huh, Will? What's that? Watch My Shoes. I don't know what song you're talking about. You're gonna have to come up and sing it, Virginia. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what song it is. Uh, um, I think that you have me at a disadvantage with that one. Uh, well, I don't know. Let's say, Will, did you receive an email like that from Mr. French? That Hi Rose, how are you? What are you up to today? I remember you played. Okay, now I remember you played that song. I saw that. I think, yeah, I remember now. On your like last week or a couple weeks ago. I remember now. you were playing that on your show. Um, has anybody seen Mr. Hoffer lately? Have you heard anything from Mr. Hoffer? Anybody seen John around? Haven't really seen him. I haven't seen Angels. He did a live a couple weeks ago while he was in his truck. You know, he does his driving lives, but that's about all I saw. I haven't seen anybody. I know Will isn't doing any shows. Nobody's doing any shows. Nobody's doing anything. So I just don't. I guess Doug from that gang stalking show has been doing shows and whatever, but was listening to Vulcan Wolverine. He is seeing a shrink. I don't think you should see a shrink if you're a target. Bad idea. I'm not going to argue that point, Rose. I'm not going to argue with you with that. For the most part, I would think that, I mean, telling a shrink that you were hearing voices, right, or whatever, or people were following you, you know, they're gonna immediately go probably to schizophrenia or something like, or paranoia. But they're not even gonna bother listening to your the evidence you might have or whatnot. They're just gonna make a general diagnosis and stick with it and say, here, take these drugs and now go away. Well, of course my brain works good. Yeah. Yeah, well, I saw it for like a minute. He was talking about it. Something to do with he showed a phone call he got from, I guess, his probation officer, but that's not my business to talk about. But yeah, I saw the video. It was only a minute and a half. But I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him around. I do notice that I've seen, like, Brian too will put up a video for it's just like a minute and a half long videos, and not to put him down or nothing, but it's always the same thing. Oh, they're attacking my head. I can't go to the doctor. I've, this and that. And then the video's over, but he doesn't allow comments on anything, and he doesn't talk to you in live. And I just, I'm like, how can I, even if I wanted to reach out to the guy, how am I supposed to when, it's like, you don't even allow comments on any of your videos, and your lives are this long. I mean, I got one sentence out on the chat, and then he ended the live. And I don't even know if he even looked at it. So, but whatever. But I see these people like, the purge is real. Whoever that guy is, I think it's Donovan, but I don't know. But he's doing videos showing cars, standing on the side of the road showing cars. That's not, what the fuck is that? What is that? I mean, you're not showing nothing. You're showing people driving by. I mean, I can go sit out here, on Artesia with my cell phone and film cars going by. What the fuck is that? I can do that. Anybody can do that. You can stand on the street corner and film cars going by. Anybody can do that, targeted or not. John is getting messed with by probation people. Yeah, I saw. Yeah, I saw that. Oh, so you say Nappy had court today? Ah. Um. See, I've never watched. I think any of Nappy Headed Roots videos. Never seen any of them. Never talked to him. Don't know him. So I can't make any comments about any of that. I can't comment about his situation. I can't comment about his targeting. All I can tell you is what you've said in here, and I know it's not good. I know he's being fucked over by the police, which is normal for being targeted. Just like you said with John, fucked over by the police because that's what they do if you're a target. But if you have any kind of legal action you want to perform, you're not going to get any kind of assistance. I mean, I've made reports. I had an issue with SoCal Edison and them hacking whatever my account and changing my address on me like 7 times. And finally, I got someone there to do something about it and post a report or file a form at SoCal Edison that I could actually, they said, yeah, you could actually take this to the police and have them investigate it. I went to the police, the Lakewood police here in Lakewood, California, and tried to talk to a detective. I left a message twice. I went back down there because the detective never contacted me back. They said call and leave a message, and I said, why the fuck would I do that? I've already left 2 messages with this fucking bitch. Why would I call them again when you're not gonna fucking call me back? You're not gonna fucking look into anything. I have something actual illegal mail address tampering that you're ignoring me because I'm a fucking target. You're ignoring me because I'm a fucking target. So, um, for whatever reason, you know. I can feel you there, Tanya, but I don't know the person. I I don't know. I can't make a determination as to what type of person they are, one way or the other. Good question. Who's this Helm person? Who's Helm? Actually, my nickname used to be Helmet, Dark Helmet. When I played video games, my couple people used to call me Helmy in real life. Um, no more though. I don't talk to that person anymore. I'm not going to go into why, but I don't talk to that person anymore. She is not someone that I care to talk about. Oh yeah, they didn't even bother giving me the runaround, Rose. They just ignored me and didn't talk to me. Didn't call me back. Didn't I haven't nothing. Um, but um, I, I I will say that's a general rule with the police. If you're a targeted individual, you're not getting any help. I mean, there's plenty of videos showing the lack of assistance you get from the judicial system if you're a target. Plenty of videos proving that if you're a targeted individual, you are not going to get legal assistance. If anything, you're going to be demeaned for being a target and even bothering. If they don't try to arrest you just for being a target. So it goes way beyond the premise of victim blaming. Um, but somebody could come up here and talk to me. Damn it! You're spending all that time in the chat. Come on up here and talk. Use your words. Use your vocal cords. I don't know. You want to come up here and sing a cappella or yodeling, do some yodeling. I don't know. Whatever. But like I said, though, for in general, you're not going to get assistance from anybody legal. I did have one lawyer that was interested in talking to me, but the first thing they said is, well, I have to have a retainer because, I did contact Morgan and Morgan once, and they were willing to take the case on contingency, but the very next day, someone else from the law firm called me back and said, "Oh, we're sorry to inform you that we can't help you with this." The very next day, the one lawyer I talked to, she was like, "Oh my God, really? This and this and this and this? Oh yeah, definitely. I'll do this for I'll just do it." And the next day, somebody called me back and said, "Oh well, yeah, no." But that was probably after they found out that I was a target, even though I told them, the lawyer that I was talking to in the first place. It doesn't matter how much documented evidence you have, and I'm talking about paper evidence. I'm not talking about speculation, hearsay, or anything like that. I'm talking about actual physical evidences of assaults, paperwork as far as identity theft, paperwork as far as mail fraud, all that shit, and registration theft in my car, all kinds of things. But you get no legal assistance because you're a target. Don't bother calling the police. They're not going to help you. At least that's in my case. They're not going to help you. Like my wife just says, doesn't mean you should stop telling them whatever, but don't expect any kind of outcome to come to fruition for you regarding the situation, because they'll tell you, "Oh, thank you, thanks for telling us, we'll get back to you," but they won't. um, I know there's a lot of belief systems regarding what being targeted is about. The stalking simulation, it's the Matrix, it's just MK Ultra given a different name, given a different shiny emblem. It's spiritual, it's witchcraft, um, aliens, Men in Black. They're the FBI. These fuckers aren't cops. These guys aren't police. These scumbags like Muddy and Nerve Gorilla, those fuckers aren't cops. That's all pretentious fake bullshit. They have nothing to do with law enforcement. But the companies that hire them have paid off the powers that be to just look the other way. That's what I get. Now, I'm not saying that Keanu Reeves is going to jump out from and do the the fly through the air and float shit, or Superman fucking outfit shit. But Mr. Anderson is not coming to save you. Neo's not going to save you from these people. I understand that you might be religious, and you pray and you pray and you pray and ask for help from whatever God, spaghetti wizard, whatever. Um, it may give you some solace or whatever, but I just I can't I can't see that any of these situations, the Matrix or any of that, that the world is a simulation, a hologram, and this and that. I'm sorry, I can't. I don't buy into any of that shit. I'm a thinking, rational human being. This isn't science fiction. It's not the Twilight Zone. Um, Rod Serling isn't going to pop out and say, tonight, on this episode of the Twilight Zone, Dino's being stalked by a group of maniacal fucking serial killers, and it's not gonna. But here we are, over an hour. I've been talking, been trying to goad one of you in here to join the chat, so I'm not talking to myself. Um, I generally wanted to hear other people's experiences. I don't want to go into what my experience is with this already, right now or anymore, because it's just like I just feel like I keep talking about the same shit over and over. And the recognition, regardless, is not. I just, like you were saying, I think maybe the general populace, as far as being targeted, are just they're tired of talking about it, and and knowing that nothing's going to come of it. Granted, raising awareness, blah blah blah, but the problem is everybody's already aware of it, that that wants to be. What exactly do you mean we are Neo? And enlighten me on that. I'm not. I'm not. I don't have wires hanging out of my neck. I know I'm not asleep and connected to some machine. I know that. I know that for a fact. What exactly do you mean by we are Neo? What do you mean by that, Rose? Do you feel like that you're you're asleep and you're connected to some world machine, and we're all inside a big gaming application, and none of this is real, and that if you use the power of your mind you're going to bend spoons or walk through walls, or what I don't get that. How I, I am not content to understand that we're part of a matrix. I don't believe it. I don't believe none of that shit. If you have some sort of other insight, I would like to hear it. Well, I see what you mean there. I think she means we can see the matrix or the truth of this world. Yeah. Well, the truth of the fact that we are all being fucked over by these gang stalkers. Um, that a lot of people choose to ignore it. You need to either connect them. Yeah. Okay. Hi, Rose.
Hey, can you hear me?
Sure.
Let's see.
Perfect. Thank you for coming on. I've never talked to you before. So what's your story, huh? What's the story? You need to either connect them. Yeah. Okay. Hi,
Yeah,
Rose.
Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hear you just fine.
Perfect. You can hear me.
You
Okay.
need to
Thank
like coming on. I've never talked to you before. You need to mute something.
Okay.
Mute.
How's
So
it going?
what's your story? Huh? Mute your YouTube and leave StreamYard.
Well, I started.
You need to either connect them. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Just
Hey, how's it going?
Just
Can
mute
you hear me?
YouTube. Yeah. Mute YouTube. Hear you just fine. Perfect.
You can hear me.
You
Okay.
need to like you need to mute YouTube. Mute.
How's it going?
What's your story? Mute your YouTube and leave.
Okay, you can hear me? All right. That's weird. I can't hear you though.
That's better.
Strange.
Can you hear me? Yeah, mute YouTube. Hear you just fine. Perfect. Yeah, you need to mute one of them. You need to mute YouTube.
Yeah, I can't hear
and
you.
And just leave StreamYard going.
That's weird. I'm not able to hear you.
You don't hear me at all?
Shit. No, I can't hear you. So.
Oh, really?
That sucks.
That's weird. Okay. I don't understand why you can't hear me. Is anybody else having trouble hearing me?
Shit. No, I can't hear you. So.
Oh, really?
That sucks.
That's weird.
I can't hear you. So.
I don't understand why you can't hear me. I hear you through. I hear me through you.
Oh. Okay. Okay, now I got you. I think I got you now. Okay, I was trying to work out the kinks.
Okay.
You can hear me now. Okay. Yeah. I live in New York. I'm not originally from New York. And am I too loud or anything?
No.
Okay, I'm all right. Okay. Sometimes my speaker's kind of loud.
Just fine.
I live in New York, and all I know is like, say maybe like 10 years ago, they started harassing me, you know, and it stopped for a little while, you know, for maybe like 3 or 4 years. And then in the past 3 years, it's gone like really crazy.
They ramped it up, huh?
Yeah, they ramped it up. Yeah, they ramped it up. Yeah. So, and I became friends with SHP. I do think she's on to a lot of stuff, you know. I know you don't agree that all TIs have implants and all, and we can agree to disagree on
that. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm not saying that some people aren't or couldn't be implanted. I'm just saying that.
Yeah.
From my research and understanding of the technology, the patents, all the history, they don't need implants. They didn't implant, right, 10,000 terrorists in Afghanistan to use the voice of God on them. They didn't implant all those people, you know, to make them drop their weapons. They do not have to use an implant. This technology does not require an implant. Now, I'm not saying that they couldn't use one to make it easier or haven't, but I'm just saying that you don't have to have an implant. That's all.
Wow. Yeah, I don't understand because I don't have a criminal record. I was a federal juror September 2021 for a murder case for the U.S. Department of Justice. So I don't understand, why would they let me be a federal juror if they think I'm a bad guy? I don't know. Like,
well, I just served on jury duty this last year.
Wow, you did? You were a juror?
Target, and I told them in court. I said, look, I'm a targeted individual. Gang stalkers are able to see, hear, and listen to everything going on in here. So I, as a rational thinking human, understanding that videoing and recording in a courtroom is illegal, you know, I'm telling you flat out, they're seeing all this, they're listening to all this, And the judge was like, holy shit, you know. And but you know, I had to be honest, you know. I couldn't act, I couldn't in good faith be a juror, you know, and not inform them, you know. Oh, you dropped. Sorry. Oh, are you, if you're coming back on, I'll wait. You can come back up. Do you need the link again? Great.
Am I back?
Yeah.
Get,
Yeah, you're back.
they kicked me out or something.
Yeah, it does that sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, I know Nappy had roots, not like on a personal level. Like I've never met him in person in California, but
Right.
I was friends with him on social media, and we would message each other, and we talked about being targets, and you know, I don't
Uh-huh.
think I don't think that he's a danger to society and that he would kill people. That's a lie.
No, no,
You know, it's a lie.
no.
He had some run-ins with the law. I think he had a rough life. You know, he was given to foster homes and stuff, and so he had run-ins with the law when he was young. And I think he does have a criminal record, but
Uh-huh.
I don't think he would murder people or kill people. And you know,
Well, you know, like me, I when I was in my teens, my, you know, my younger years, I did some stupid stuff and had my run-ins with the law with, you know, whatever, doing bad shit as a kid. But we're talking, you know, 35 years ago. I haven't, you
wow.
know, I have no record other than that since then, you know, nothing to speak of. So, but as far as being criminals, as a general consensus, most people that are targeted, from my understanding and from my experience, don't have much of a record if they have any at all.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But they do have a propensity to speak out against authority.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know. Like Will was saying from the Matrix TII News, he was saying that Nappy's what do you call it? His bullhorn might have been too loud, and maybe that.
Or he could have disturbing the peace.
Yeah, he could have got disturbing the peace and all. You know, hopefully he didn't just like snap and do something to one of the gang stalkers. You
Well,
know,
I don't know. I don't
I
know.
don't know. I don't know. I don't want to talk about his case though until
Well,
he.
I don't know anything about it. Like I said, I've never talked to him. I've
Yeah.
never actually seen any of his. The only video of him that I've seen is one that Will showed for a minute of him with, like, about the bullhorn or his van or something. That's the only thing I knew about him. But anyway, continue.
Yeah, I get V2K, I get gang stalking. I don't know about getting any type of weapons and all, but SHP said, you know, she told me devices you can get to see if you're getting hit with directed energy
Just,
weapons, electronic harassment, whatever.
just curious. Do you think they're monitoring your dreams and that?
My dreams?
Do they wake you up in the middle of the night screaming at you?
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
Then they're watching you.
Wow.
They're seeing they're seeing your dreams, they're looking at your memories, and they are distorting all of that shit to present to their followers. I guarantee it.
Yeah, yeah, I can't do anything in private. Like I
No,
can't take
no, you're taking a shower, they're in there with you. You're taking a dump, they're there with you, and they're talking about it. They're saying, "Oh, they're taking a shit again," right?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I have
Well,
no privacy.
I can, we can say the same things because I know. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I have to like literally leave the place where I live and go hang out in the middle of nowhere in a park
It
early
doesn't
in the
matter
morning.
though. They're still there with you
They're still
because
there. They can still hear me. Wow.
you're connected to you're connect they're connected to your specific EMF frequency that your brain is putting on. Everybody's body puts off an electromagnetic frequency, right? Everybody.
Yeah.
It's like a fingerprint. Everyone's is different. Once they have been able to, you know, zero in on that, they can pick you out of a billion people standing in a crowd, and you're going to be talked to, and no one else is going to hear it.
Yeah. Yeah. They say
No
I'm.
matter where you're at. This
They
is
say I'm.
worldwide. There's nowhere you can go anymore. I don't
Yeah.
think you could go to the moon and get away from it.
Yeah. 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 They say in the chat that I'm echoing and they want Virginia to come on. Well, come on, Virginia. Come on. She can come on if she wants to.
No, she could come on. Anybody can come on.
Uh yeah, there's no getting away from it. Yeah.
No, there really isn't. And I say that because someone I used to watch, I don't know if you've ever heard of her, Amal Dawood. She lived here in the U.S., left here, went to the U.K. They followed her there. She went to Spain. They followed her there, still shooting her in the chest with the dew weapons and the voice to skull harassment. And we're talking thousands of miles. From U.S. to U.K. to Spain, wherever you go, they're going to follow you. It's in China. It's in India. It's in Africa. You could probably be in the middle of Australia, out in the bush with an Aborigine dude doing the didgeridoo thing, and they're going to be screaming at you. It don't matter where you go. It does not matter where you go.
Yeah. The only thing I can think of is maybe go to a country that hates America. Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know.
Even then, I don't know.
Even then, that might make it worse.
That might make it worse. Yeah.
I just don't know. I mean, but there's nowhere you can go. There's nowhere to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the thing is, you can't. There's no firewall for the brain. You can't stop. The messages coming in or going out.
Yeah.
There's not some magic helmet you can wear. Doesn't matter if you cover your face in tinfoil. I'm just going to mention a person that he made his helmet, his tinfoil hat. He's got his room covered in tinfoil. He's wearing metal outfit. He's got belt Kevlar on and all this shit, right? He's got a mask and everything, right? All this stuff covering him, but they're still blathering. They're still there connected. There's nothing gonna stop it. You can get in a Faraday cage, right? It's still gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's still gonna happen.
Yeah, I think their technology is very advanced. It's hard.
It's beyond it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you were saying you were a federal juror for a murder case, and no criminal record, and yet you're a target.
Yep.
Okay, just curious, why do you think you're a target?
I don't know. I don't know why. To be honest with you, I don't think
no inkling.
No inkling.
Every other target I've ever talked to, I've talked to several. They all have an idea why or how it started, and when. And you apparently know when, 10 years ago or so.
Yeah.
But that's just the thing. I don't think you had to do anything. I think that I don't know if they pick us out of a hat or what, but I just know that it you didn't have to do anything.
Yeah. Do you think they're trying to turn us into like Manchurian candidates where we just go wacko and kill people or something?
I was going to mention something about that. I've done a little. I've been watching some videos regarding the mass shooters and that.
Yeah.
Like the naval person. He went off with the shotgun and started killing people, and he'd scratched into the gun. This is my ELF weapon, right? This is my extreme low frequency weapon, the shotgun. Complaining about hearing voices, right? The Vegas shooter complained of hearing voices. The Unabomber complained of hearing voices. All these fuckers that did these mad crazy shit complained of hearing voices, and that they tried to get help and no one listened, right?
Yeah, but why are they trying to turn good people into bad people? Why are they doing this?
They're bad people.
They're bad.
This is my theory, and it goes from my experience. They're all criminals, right? The gang stalkers are criminals. They are using good people to scapegoat for things that they've done.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And how they do that is by implanting false their memories into you and presenting them to people. You get what I mean? They
Yeah.
come from them into you, showing the crap bad shit they did, and they present that as you looking through your eyes doing this stuff.
Yeah.
They dig through your trash, get your fingerprints, DNA, whatever shit off your trash. They know all of your passwords. They get that through remote neural monitoring. They know all of your critical information, birth certificate, all that shit. Every piece of paperwork you've ever looked at, they can look at it.
Mhm.
You know that, right?
Yeah. Well, SHP is on to something though, because we took this computer software and a bunch of TIs that she knows and that I know, and we all ran it through a Microsoft Windows computer, and we all go to the same places. We go to Xerox and other places. I won't say all of them. We all go to the same organizations, the same companies, even if we live in different cities, states, countries, and even if we have different internet service providers. So the same entities are behind it.
Yeah.
You know, I do think she's on to something.
Well, I don't know if you probably have. I'm sure you have uh, heard of Brian Coffrin, right?
Yeah, yeah. I heard of Brian Coffin.
Who worked for SIS,
Yeah,
which let the bag out from Seattle that Amazon is part of this.
yeah, yeah. Amazon's.
Amazon Sidewalk. You know the thing that went live last year, June 8th. That
Mhm.
all the ringtone cameras, all the Alexas are connected
Yeah,
and listening to everything. They say they don't listen to that. They can't listen to it, which is just utter bullshit, right? If you're recording it, you can listen to it, right?
yeah, yeah.
So, and I have an issue with Starlink.
Mhm.
I have an issue with Starlink because Elon Musk and Neuralink. I mean, he's trying to connect to people's brains. So, right. So I just don't I don't trust the billionaires. Sorry, they didn't get to be billionaires by being nice people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I do. I think she's on to something. We don't always agree on everything, but yeah,
Well,
she.
you don't have to. I understand that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Amazon's involved in it. They're a military
Well,
contract.
as far as Amazon, sorry to interrupt. You can find a lot of this equipment used to spy on Amazon. All kinds of lidar, infrared, ultrasonic speakers, all that shit. That if you had a few $1,000s, right, could get you an ultrasonic speaker system, get you the lidar system, which will make it to where you can see everybody within like 100-meter radius, right? You can see everybody in their fucking home with this lidar equipment. You can see everything they do. You can hear everything they do. You can watch them. You can listen. You can talk to them. You don't need cameras. You can do it all from sitting in your house, and you can buy the shit on Amazon. All of it.
Yeah, you could buy a lot of this stuff online, even if you can't buy it in the United States. You
Yeah.
could
Oh
buy it
yeah.
in
Yeah.
Mexico or something online,
Right.
and you don't have to be a lawyer, a doctor,
No.
a cop, a
No.
military.
No. You don't have to be anybody. You just have to have a credit card.
you know, yeah. And I think that's scary because I mean, I'm not anti-gun, but I believe in the right to bear arms. But I mean, even even in a state where you can have a gun, you have to have permission from the
You got to
government,
have a
get a
permission.
license. But this equipment that they use, you don't have to have a license for it. Yeah, that's true. And I
Well,
think that makes it very dangerous. You don't have to have any permission from the government to use it.
well, I have this thing that I put together. I haven't really voiced it yet, but as far as the military goes, they used voice to skull in the 90s against the Afghani terrorists, right? And made them all, surrender, drop their weapons, right? By this is God, this is Allah telling you, and they did it, right?
Hmm.
Thousands of them. As as soon as Havana Syndrome went public, right? What happened with the diplomats in Cuba? The military had a website, right? A web page talking about their voice to skull weapon, right? They had one. They had it up within like 2 weeks. I mean, not probably not even that long of Havana Syndrome going public and them, saying microwave weapons. They closed that site. They closed that page. They don't talk about it now.
Yeah. Well, Renata, I don't know if you know who she is. God is our protector. She's a TI in California as well. She 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 got in touch with the State Department and tried to get other TIs, to say they're victims of Havana syndrome,
Mm-hmm.
and the State Department all of a sudden shut it down and pretended like it wasn't. Yeah, you're right about that. She tried to say that civilians are victims of Havana syndrome too, not
And they
just.
ignored her. I know, probably, right?
Yeah, they ignored her. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've filed reports with the FBI. I've filed reports with the CIA. I've filed reports with DHS, the Attorney General, right? All with the same, premise. I tried to keep every report, in line with the last. And the general consensus reply was, "Thank you for telling this. We appreciate it. We'll get back to you."
Yeah.
In other words, don't call us. Don't
Mhm.
call us. We'll call you.
Yeah, I've tried. I've gone to the Department of Justice, the police headquarters, and they just give you the runaround. The
Yep.
police tell
They
you to
give you
talk to the
nothing.
FBI. The FBI tell you to talk to the police, and then the police tell
Mm-hmm.
you. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't go anywhere. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Mhm.
It won't, like I was just saying earlier. Even though I've had actual physical documented evidence of the address tampering, the identity theft, the cyber harassment, even right here on my I got so many death threats on this page. I don't know if you've been looking, but I get death threats right here on this chat. And I had a police officer standing right here. I'm showing him my Facebook, the guy impersonating my dead brother on Facebook, linking their phone number, hacking my Facebook, showing him the 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 fantasy football. They use my name on fantasy football. I have someone using my name from the LA Galaxy, which is a world-class football soccer team. Dude in Irvine using my name, right? The cop told me, "I'll have to see more. That's borderline." I looked at him. I was like, "Bitch, are you crazy? Borderline, huh? Borderline address theft, mail tampering, all, identity theft, harassment, all this shit is borderline. What's borderline?" Right? And then a cop to my face flat out says, "I'm reporting death threats, harassment from a neighbors, and death threats." Well, we can't do anything about death threats.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard a police officer tell you they couldn't do anything about death threats?
Yeah.
I mean, if someone says they're going to kill you in a fucking video game, right? "I'm going to come to your house and I'm going to kill you." They go and they arrest that. They freaking arrest that motherfucker, right? Pardon my
Yeah.
French.
Yeah.
But, I got a neighbor doing it and we can't do anything from death threats.
Yeah.
He attacks me with a hatchet. We can't do anything. What are you going to do?
Yeah. Hmm.
Because they're gang stalkers. And it's like I was saying, the company, right, may not be the police, but they have an understanding with the police. You get
Yeah.
me? I'm
Yeah.
not saying the police are doing it, right? I'm not
Yeah.
going to say that, but I'm going to say they sure as hell aren't doing anything about it. Period, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I have Dr. Robert Duncan's book, Project Soul Catcher. So I did read a lot of the stuff they have. I read a lot about his technology. They can do
well,
crazy stuff.
he helped invent this stuff.
Yeah, he invented it. Yeah.
So I mean, if you want, if you really want to hate on somebody, you can hate on him for inventing this shit. And but what good's that going to do? I mean, granted, he says, "Oh, it's bad shit," but you invented it, and why don't you prove that we're not full of shit instead of letting these people say, gang stalking isn't real. This technology doesn't exist. These people don't exist. You're imagining things. That's schizophrenia. He flat out, knows this stuff is designed to imitate schizophrenia or induce schizophrenia-like symptoms. Then why don't you go to Congress?
Yeah, we talked to Dr. Robert Duncan on Zoom. I think it was last Christmas for like 3 hours. And I didn't agree with everything he said. I mean, I'll still be nice to him, but he said TIs who are getting V2K, we'll see if we can give them a brain implant and maybe that will make the V2K go away. And I was like, really?
No, thank you.
I don't want a brain implant.
Now, the only thing with that, Elon Musk and Neuralink, right? I personally would temporarily allow an attachment just to prove, you know what I mean? What I say is going on in my fucking head from these people is happening. Yeah. I would do that. I would do that in a minute.
My theories as to why they're doing this, I have all kinds of reasons. Maybe we were experimented on when we were kids and they want to cover it up. We're victims of MK Ultra. It has something to do with transhumanism, like, DARPA and all these military people want transhumanism in the future. They want everybody to be half human, half cyborg. And we're kind of
already been proven as a problem with the PRC.
Yeah.
I mean, they've arrested people for, the transhumanism aspect and the targeting and the DEW weapons. They actually arrested people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know if you've seen the video.
Oh, okay.
It was from the DOJ, and they were up there talking about, we've got the People's Republic of China involved in having sleeper cells over here spying on people, using their technology on people.
Yeah. Yeah, they have a Chinese police station in New York City. Did you know that?
Yeah, there's more than one. They're all over the country, not just New York City.
Yeah. And I don't hate the Asian people. Like my best friend in school was from Taiwan, but I just don't like their government,
Well, governments as a rule are, if you trust them, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, look at our government right now. Look at what's going on in Congress right now. I mean, the Liars Guild, right? For fuck's sake.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Did you see? I have my little YouTube channel, and I found this guy who claims to be a Freemason.
Do you want to pop your link? I've never seen your channel. You want to?
Yeah, I'll put it in. But anyway,
put it in the chat, and I'll in the background, and I'll link it.
Okay, and he said that
people can check your channel out.
Yeah, he said that he's a Freemason, and he could be a shill, because I know a lot of the people on the internet are shills.
There's a lot of people on here that say they're targeted that are not. I'm not gonna lie. You can just tell. That. But anyway.
Yeah, he said that that he's a Freemason. He belongs to like the New World Order religion, and he took some kind of oath to Satan and yada yada yada, and he targets innocent people with
that's what this means, and this means.
Yeah.
The all-seeing eye, and then the shh, don't tell, but go ahead.
Yeah, he says he targets people with synthetic telepathy, mainly minorities, and he blacklists them, and then if he doesn't do synthetic telepathy on people, then they do synthetic telepathy on him, and they torture him as well.
So he's saying if he doesn't do it, he gets tortured.
Yeah, he gets tortured as well, and he went in it thinking that one day he would become famous and he'd become rich like Kanye West if he joined the New World Order religion and took an oath to the Satanists and all of this, and he'd have a Lamborghini. But it turns out he never became famous from it or anything, you know.
None of those. Yeah.
Nothing ever happened, you know.
Yeah.
I could put his link in.
Well, put yours in too. I want to subscribe to your channel.
Okay. See,
I didn't know you had one.
This is the guy I'm talking about. I just put his YouTube channel in there.
Okay,
and,
well, I'll copy that.
It's interesting. I don't know. He could be a shill, but he sounds very interesting.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of people that could be. Like the person you're just talking about in there. Their ex is talking about, Virginia, go on and spit your rap about Nerve. He's a fucking total shill. Sorry. Complete shill. Disinformation's, you know, complete. Just disinformation and harassment. But I want your link too, though. If you don't want me to, I won't post it in the regular chat. But
oh, you can. You can put it in the chat.
Okay, great. Well, I'll put it in there so that anybody else can link to you if they want.
Okay.
But yeah, I'd like to see some of your content.
Okay. Yeah, that's the first one is that guy that claims to be a Freemason that does synthetic telepathy on people.
Right.
And the second one is my channel, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, you should play that guy that says he's a Freemason and all of that. That's a good one. You know. And I'm not trying to be mean. Some of my relatives, you know, claim to be Freemasons, you know, like, you know, I'm not saying all Freemasons do that, you know, but that's what it says.
Right. You know, as a rule, I don't, you know, look at someone as they come on and start trolling as say, okay, that's automatically a perp. You know, they could just be trolling, but if it's on a continued basis and it's always the same and everywhere you go, it's this, you know, it's the same from that person, like Chief Handler, Nerve Gorilla, Vice Handler, you know, Muddy, you know, they're shills, you know, they're automatically designated a perp. You know, they do it to themselves through, you know, through repetition.
Yeah.
But okay, well, let me
why don't you play that guy's video? It's interesting.
Yeah, let me pull this up. I'll go ahead and do that and post just and I don't care if he tries to strike me because I really don't give a shit. I mean, if someone was to end my channel, I would be like, yay, I don't have to do this anymore. You know, but here I'll go ahead and we'll share this and we'll watch this together. Okay. And it says Freemason exposes stalking.
It's really good.
Okay. Well, we're going to share it. Okay. Do you see it?
Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure before I started playing it. And here it goes. This is someone who says they're a Freemason using...
What's good with you?
I have seen this guy before.
I've been wanting to make this video for a long time now.
I have seen this guy before.
And I'm here to shed some light on what you may be potentially going through wherever you are. And with that being said, let me begin by saying that I have invited the darkness into my life and unknowingly sold my soul to the devil. And what I'm about to tell you is some real info. And this info right here goes way beyond federal level shit. And what I'm about to leak is from a Masonic group, which I cannot disclose.
This is where he starts complaining about...
Pretty much talking about the true agenda of the New World Religion and the Mark of the Beast, which is related to the FBI's COINTELPRO. I would like to begin by indicating that I, myself, played in a role blacklisting all kinds of minorities, activists, and even some righteous ones, also known as targeted individuals, with a goal of psychologically distorting the minds. If any of y'all think I'm bullshitting about this shit, check out the YouTube videos of all the victims, also known as TIs, suffering from this harassment. Keep that shit out. And to all my brothers wondering why I'm betraying my Masonic oath is because, let me tell you why. I'm sick and tired of taking some nonsense orders to synthetic telepathy. Y'all bombarding my mind with some outrageous orders. You know, I wouldn't have joined this shit if I had known this was the mark of the beast. Now y'all got me waist deep in this shit. I have been loyal to y'all for about 15 years now.
15 years.
And I feel like my mind is a slave to the system. I hope many of y'all can feel me on that one. First of all, they offered me a job.
I'm going to pause that. He just said 15 years. Think about that.
And it's all that great. On top of that, I had to do some work on the side to ruin someone's life. And second, what the fuck happened to selling your soul for fortune and fame?
I think that's what it is. He's just mad he didn't get famous.
I get pissed off at the
not
fact
because
that
he's fucking people over, just because
I sold my soul for chump change, you know? Because last time I remember, the devil was dishing out Ferraris, penthouse, and all that good shit. And man, this shit right here is the mark of the beast. And it says in the Bible that you cannot buy or sell unless you have the mark. That means you won't have a job unless you're a part of the secret society. Excuse me for a second right now. At the moment, I'm being bombarded by the FBI.
They do synthetic telepathy on him as well, you know.
Oh, that's what he's looking like, yeah.
Dude, they are erasing my thoughts, and I'm having cognitive speech problems. I'm aware of their tactics, so yeah. Excuse me. That's all good.
One second. You hear the dog in the background?
Yeah, hear the dog. Yeah.
Do you have that where all the neighborhood dogs, when they're barking, you hear them piggybacking their bullshit V2K on it?
No, I don't. Because
how about car sounds, fan noise?
I hear. Yeah, it's because I'm in a big skyscraper in New York City, so.
So you don't hear neighbor dogs a lot.
Yeah, I don't hear the street stuff because I'm in a big skyscraper. I'm not.
You do hear it in your fan, on your television, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, any oscillating noise, engine noise, anything that oscillates, anything with an oscillating frequency, they piggyback on it.
Yeah.
Let me just move on real quick. All right. I want to finish this shit. All right.
That's the acoustic weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to the agents in my mind right now, this is for you, man. Of course, I know the golden rule. But you know what? I'm not trying to go to hell for them, you know? And I know this is not going to set and I know this is not going to set things right with God for the shit I done in the past for y'all. But y'all need to hear me out. I mean, everyone that's part of the secret society, y'all need to hear me out. I'm sure a lot of y'all are aware that we are in Revelations, and there's a symbolic meaning toward dragon and the beast. Child who wrote the Revelations refers to the dragon as a government, which stands for power and respect. The beast represents for the ones who are enslaved. And I'm sure y'all heard the phrase, the beast must be tamed, right? You know what that is? That's enslavement. The word mark doesn't mean a physical mark on your right hand or your forehead. Y'all got that wrong. The word mark represents the chosen one. You know what? Excuse me again.
I'm out of tea, so I'm gonna go for something.
So let me recite some notable verses from Revelation 13.
Huh?
This is right here. I highlighted some verses from the New International Version, NIV.
Oh
So,
no! What?
Verses 2, verse 2.
Want some?
Man, I can't even talk. I can't even fucking talk right now. So bear with me here. They are extremely mad right now. The beast.
Oops.
The beast I saw resembled a leopard, had feet like those of a bear, and a mouth like that of a lion. The dragon gave the beast his power and his throat and great authority. So let me talk about this power they have given us. Once you stay loyal to the game, right? You get your own credentials to get into individual's mind. Basically, mentally driving them insane. And you will also have the authority to stay anonymous and pretend to someone they know. Oh man, it was going good for a second, but yo, my mind is bugging out right now, you know? I'm gonna try my best here. So verse 7. It was given power to wage war against God's holy people and to conquer them. And it was given authority over every tribe, people, language, and nation. So now let's talk about verses 7. Y'all already know this shit is going on everywhere in this world. And the majority of the world population will then be under one religion. Verse 16. They also force all people, great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hands or on their forehead.
I'm gonna pause this for a second. I wanted to say something.
Yeah.
Since we started watching this, right, this video, the high pitched tinnitus whine hiss, the ee got really loud.
Wow, it got really bad.
Yeah. I don't know if you know the one I'm talking about. It's a high pitched whiny hiss. Yeah.
It sounds like a beeping noise to me,
Yeah,
sort of
part
like
of the VGK. It's fake, what they call fake tinnitus. That's the V2K tinnitus.
Yeah.
And it increased just because we started watching this video.
Heads. So they could not buy or sell unless they had the mark, which is the name of the beast or the name or the number of its name. So now this is where it gets interesting, man. So let's talk about verses 16 and 17, right? It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. Everyone up in this bitch is a slave to the system. If you can't be tamed, you are useless to them. Also, the scripture mentioned the mark is on your forehead. And this is true. This technology is based on our brainwave signatures. I can't go into details right now, but
Do you hear what he said? It's based on your brainwave signatures. Everybody's EMF frequency popping out of your head 24 hours. You're a receiver and a transmitter. And that's how they talk to you, and they transmit to you and receive information from you.
Yeah. I know what brainwave signature is. Yeah.
but you should be aware that once you're born, your DNA
Some
is likely
people
to be
don't.
stored by the government.
And but some people don't. When you
National
mention it, they're like,
Biobank.
what the fuck are you talking about?
What a crazy world, huh? Welcome to the Matrix, to all the newborn babies. Well, that's that for now. So let me know what y'all think. Is our souls getting hustled by the federal government? And I have listed the video as Creative Commons. So please remember to share the video and get the word out. Maybe then you have a better chance to get to heaven. Till then, I'll catch you on the flip side.
Alrighty then.
So what did you think? He seemed pretty legit, you know.
I have seen that. I have seen that exact video before, but I didn't remember it.
Yeah.
But you can see the very instant they start screwing with him.
Yeah.
You can see it, and you can hear it in his voice. The very instant that they're probably screaming at him like, "Motherfucker, what are you doing? Stop it! Don't stop talking!" You know, you can see the look, because, and he's saying that I'm having trouble with my cognitive speech. He has to repeat himself, and the reason why he has to repeat himself is because I've had to do it before too. Not necessarily when I'm speaking, but when I'm thinking to myself, right? I have to think it again to make sure that I was, that they didn't distort what I was thinking in my own head, right? You get what I mean? The thought you were trying to form before it comes out of your mouth.
Yeah. I know what brainwave signature is. It's what it is. Your fingerprints are unique to your body. Everybody has different fingerprints. You know, the same thing with your brain.
It's part of your electroencephalogram.
Yeah, your brain waves are unique, and brainwave signature means that I think it's possible they could track you through your brain waves.
That's how they do it. Everyone's is like you said, like your fingerprint. Everyone's is unique, and once they have that signal, or that, once they have that dialed in, they can connect to it from anywhere. They don't need an implant. You're beaming this shit like you're like a cell phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're like your cell phone. Even when it's sitting here off, right? Mm-hmm. You got your cell phone off, you turn the power off, it's still pinging, right? It's still pinging the cell tower. No matter what, it's still beaming that back and forth and communicating to the nearest cell tower to you.
Well, a theory I have.
Your brain's doing that too.
Yeah. A theory I have, I can't prove it. It's only a theory, is that I think like he was saying, that, some government agencies involved in it, some secret societies involved in it. I think maybe they have the whole American government under their control through this V2K stuff. And if they try to speak out about it, they do V2K on them as well, and they control all the government officials with this technology and with this cybernetic. And I believe the cybernetic hive mind is real, that it already exists,
Well, this is part of why Edward Snowden whistleblew.
Yeah.
If you've ever watched his interview, he talks about remote neural monitoring. He talks about it, how they can watch you as you're typing on your computer, and backspacing and then retyping from what the person is seeing, not from watching the person, but what they're thinking. They're looking at what the fuck you're thinking.
Yeah.
They see what you're thinking. They connect to your visual cortex. They can see what you see, hear what you hear, know what you know. Like I said, if you've ever looked at a piece of paper, they can pull it up. They can go back into your memories and see the first time you had sex. They can see the first time you ever drank, or what, they can see all that shit because it's all in here. You may not be able to pull it up like that, but they can. They're able to do it.
You think it's like that movie Total Recall then?
Now, as far as Total Recall goes, where they're implanting memories, they can't replace what you understand. You know what I mean? They can't replace your memory with a fake one and make you believe it's your memory. They can't do that. I don't think they can do that.
Yeah.
But they can put stuff into your head that it's like a memory.
Mm-hmm.
It's a movie. Like when you wake up in the middle of the night and you've had a really vivid dream, right? That you can just remember every single thing about it. That's one of their dream movies.
Wow.
Because a regular dream, you're not going to remember it. I mean, you're not going to wake up and be able to remember word for word what happened, every second of it.
Yeah.
It's not a data implant. It's your memory, and it's all spread out all over your head. Well, this data implant is in like a certain area that they put it in, like it's in a computer. They put it in like a memory chip.
Yeah.
And I know that to be true because from the research I've done, in the 70s, they were doing that. In the 70s, they were putting like a helmet on the guy's head, right? And they through a graph system, they could tell, what he was thinking, whether he was having a sad emotion, or he was reflecting, or if he was telling the truth, or if he was telling a lie, right? They could tell through this graph system on this old IBM. Just looking at I'll find the video and I'll bring it up on a future episode. But able to connect to your brain, right? In the 70s.
Yeah.
Right. Literally, that basically doing what Elon Musk is saying is cutting edge is ancient technology, dude. That's why I'm just like the remote aspect of this is not as far-fetched as people think. I mean, because they've been doing this shit for 50 years, so it's not like they're gonna not advance this to where you don't need anything, that they can connect you from anywhere.
Well, have you ever heard of the Nano Mafia? You can Google it on the internet. Like it's written by someone who's real educated. It's not some kind of conspiracy theory where these nanotechnology companies can implant people unknowingly with their stuff, and they hire like the mafia and organized crime to get involved in it, and the police and the government kind of look the other way. But it's
did you see the beginning of this video that this live where I was talking, where I was showing the email that I got from Nerve Gorilla?
Wow. Okay.
Do you want to see it?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I didn't see it.
I'll show that again.
Okay.
And I'll read it again.
Yeah, I think I came in kind of like in the middle of your show. Yeah.
And this is going to surprise you.
Mhm.
It, when I first got the email, I was like, "What in the hell is this? And why would you be sending this to me, Dan French?" But anyway, here it comes. I'll post it. Okay. Well, we'll share this one more time. Okay. Do you see that?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Mhm.
that right there, nervegorilla@gmail.com, right?
Mhm.
Dan, that's Dan French. That's his real name.
Mhm.
Agent 744, you are being transferred to the special team assigned to this subject to report to R. Mongler, Conglomerate Director of Personnel in the Minneapolis branch by January 17th. Security clearance 6, secret case number, blah, 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 targeted individuals. Current method of drug delivery via coughing and rain modification being apparently unsuccessful will transition into more direct food and medicine delivery executed by agents already planted in clinical locations. And it goes on. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but anyway, basically, whether this is some kind of shill tactic done by Dan or not, he is implying it is implying that he is one of these agents, right?
Uh-huh.
Relegated to do gang stalking, basically. And
Wow.
right here, that transition into more direct food and medicine delivery, right?
Uh-huh.
What does that say to you?
I don't know. That's weird.
Well, I'm going to tell you what it says to me. It says maybe nanotechnology implanted in foods, medicine, and it was unsuccessful through the COVID virus and with a weather modification.
Okay. Wow.
But that just this space right here, the current method of drug delivery via coughing and rain modification,
Uh-huh.
right?
Mhm.
Being unsuccessful. So they're going to transition into more direct means like food, medicine, right? Water to get it into your system.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm just going to close that because you get the point, right?
Yeah.
So it lends a little credence as far as that goes to something that I don't really talk about a lot: chemtrails and the nanotechnology to with the spraying the shit out of the back of airplanes,
Yeah.
right? Well, they flat in that email, whether that's just real or some shield shit that nerd monkey's doing, is talking about rain modification. That's weather modification,
Mhm.
or through the coughing, right?
Mhm.
So they infect people with this shit, get them to cough on you, so you're infected with this shit.
Yeah.
Now look at China right now, right?
Mhm.
How they're saying, oh, okay, we're not going to bother anymore. And yeah, travel bans up. You can go wherever the hell you want. Yeah, go ahead and infect the population, right?
Mhm.
That's what I get from that with China when they did that. It's like, fuck it, we don't care anymore. Infect everybody, right?
So what do you think Nerva Gorilla is saying? He's saying that their technology hasn't been effective enough on you, so they're going to try to do something else to you.
Well, from that email, it says that it was the rain modification and the coughing whatever, people breathing on each other was unsuccessful. So they're going to try and go to more direct means like your food, medicine, water, things that you consume, to get this shit in your system.
Wow.
Since basically like, the atmosphere, just putting it in the atmosphere isn't being as effective as they'd like, and it flat out talks about people that are agents that are already, planted into clinics and places where, they're going to draw your blood, or they're going to give you a shot, right? Right. Or,
Mhm.
or put a mask on you, or they're giving you oxygen, or they're going to feed you dinner at,
Mhm.
at, McDonald's or wherever. Right.
Mhm.
So, I mean, like I said, granted, whether that's just some kind of bullshit thing, because he just, I don't know if you are aware of the guy.
Yeah, I've heard
But,
of
yeah, well, he's
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know whether to tell you to take him seriously or not. He could be
Well,
bullshit.
yeah, I'm taking it with a grain of salt, but it's like, I received the email, which that I'm like, why are you sending this to me? It was originally to John, I'm assuming John Hopper, and whatever, for whatever reason, it just like, put a bug in your ear to make you think of something, make you paranoid, right? I'm like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
But still, the aspects behind it,
yeah.
that he's part of this clandestine group, right?
Uh-huh.
And which is a real group, because we're dealing with it, you're dealing with it, every other target's dealing with. We know the shit, these people exist and they're doing this shit, right?
Mhm.
We know it. I don't I have no misconceptions about the fact that I know I'm being targeted, and I know what these fuckers are doing to me, right?
Yeah.
And that I, I mean, I can't deny that part. So why would I have such a problem with, believing that? But I don't know. There's just there's an element of truth, but there's also an element of deceit through all of it.
Yeah, Nerve Gorilla, I don't know. He could just be some dork, who just likes to mess with people, or he could be some, alphabet agency mother snucker, who knows? But a
Well,
lot of them lie, though. A lot of the gang stalkers will lie and say they work for the CIA or some kind of shit.
yeah, they do that.
And they're just
They're
some
all
dork.
liars. They're consummate liars, right?
Yeah. Uh,
Consummate.
yeah.
But even a consummate liar, right,
Mhm.
tells you the truth to a point.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, even when they're totally trying to blow smoke right up in your ass, the fire had to come from somewhere.
That's true. Mm-hmm.
So,
I think someone else wants to come on.
no,
You don't like.
that's another, you don't want anything to do with that guy. Just telling you that.
You think he's a Perpykins?
I
He's
don't think
purplicious.
so. I'm certain of that.
I like Will would call him purplicious.
Mm.
Purplicious.
Yeah,
Purplicious.
definitely a purple mushroom head.
Yeah.
But you don't want him to come up here, because he'll start screaming the N-word or some racist bullshit, because that's what he always does.
Yeah.
From the very instant he pops on.
Yeah.
And I don't, regardless of whether I would get, removed from YouTube for it or not, is not the point. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I don't want to hear it.
He's
Yeah,
he's a troll or a perp or something, probably.
either or both. But he always says the same thing there. I promise I won't say it, and then he'll come on, and he'll come on in someone else's name. He'll imitate other people. He's came on as Virginia. He's came on as other people using other people's name. So it's like, trusting that guy is like trusting a tiger with your head in its mouth not to bite your head off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, no.
You do good doing lives, though. It's hard for me to do a live by myself. It would be hard for me to deal with all the perps and everything, Like,
Well, I get tired of sitting here talking to myself. So
yeah.
that's why I said I really appreciate you coming on. You gave me someone to talk to. So rather than sit here and try to orate, my intellect to the public about the subject, I can actually reiterate things that compare to your experience, as rather than just my own experience, which I've already iterated hundreds of times over and over. It gets repetitive, you know what I mean? And I feel like I'm saying the same shit over and over, and it's just like, what's the point? But when you're actually talking to someone and it coincides with your experiences,
Mm-hmm.
it's not as repetitive, if you get what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
It perpetuates a little more credence to the subject, rather than just I'm a talking head.
Yeah.
So,
well, I don't think anybody else wants to come on, like Virginia.
No, they don't.
I think everybody else left. Virginia and Tanya, and they all left, except Muddy. Oh, he says, I talk to Scott like he's my best friend through V2K, but he ignores me on the stream. Wow.
Nobody on V2K is my friend.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Some of them live within 30 or 40 feet of me.
Yeah.
I know this through day-to-day dealing with them, as in the real world, who the perps are here and who aren't, right here where I live, or at least who I think aren't. But a perp will definitely make it known that they're a perp in your proximity, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't hide it. They don't hide it from you. They hide it from other people, but they do not hide it from you that they're perping you. That they're gang. They don't hide that they're gang stalkers.
Yeah.
To you.
Well,
I'm pretty sure you know this through your everyday life.
Yeah. Well, I think like a lot of TIs think it's some high tech stuff. It could be some simple electronic device they're using, or it could also be some, something connected to the military. I don't know. Like, you just don't know who could be doing the V2K. It could be your next door neighbor. It could be, some government people.
Well, look at it this way.
Mm-hmm.
Look at it this way. Elon Musk, for instance, the new phone he's going to have coming out, the Pi phone, right? Right? It's not out yet, I don't think. But it is going to have a brain-computer interface integrated.
Yeah.
So that right there tells you that the technology is remote, because you're not going to have a diode connected to your brain from your cell phone, right? It's gonna be your cell phone, and it's gonna have a BCI that you can connect to.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So don't bullshit me and say that this shit doesn't exist when this motherfucker Elon Musk is making this shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. He created a cell phone and Neuralink.
Yes.
And you'll be able to connect your brain chip in your brain to your cell phone, and you'll be able to dial your cell phone with your brain. Right?
Wake up, people.
That's how advanced it is. Yeah.
Well, yeah. The implant in the pigs, right?
Yeah.
That's all for scientific purposes. They don't need that shit. They don't need no goddamn tube stuck up your ass. Okay, they don't need it.
Yeah.
Sorry, they don't need it.
Yeah.
It's all remote,
Hmm.
all of it.
Yeah.
I mean, like I just said, the Pi phone is going to have it. It isn't like you're going to have a wire from it to the side of your fucking head.
Yeah.
So don't tell me this technology doesn't exist. They've been using it for decades now. It's just that now they just don't care.
Hmm. Well, I know they could do it. They had I could try to find the video. It might take me a while, but they used to have this show called Paranormal State. It was like
Uh-huh.
these kids at a university in Pennsylvania would investigate ghosts and hauntings at people's houses, and
Right.
they wanted to advertise their show. So in New York City, they had a billboard, and when you would walk by the billboard,
It will talk to you with the audio spotlight.
yeah, it would talk to you. Yep, you could hear it.
Yeah.
Yep. So they can't do
Well,
it.
Audio spotlight is basically the same kind of technology. I mean, they're focusing a cone or a beam on you, right? They're focusing this microwave auditory broadcast at you, and you're the one that hears it. Dude standing next to you doesn't hear this person saying, pick this fruit out in the grocery store. You stand on this spot, right? I can show the video again for audio spotlight. It's in a grocery store, and it's got a spot. You stand here, it says stand here and hear the voices, right? It says stand here and you will hear the voice. He's standing there, and all of a sudden he hears it talking about, oh, try this fruit, try these vegetables, blah blah blah. And he says to the dude next to him, do you hear that shit? Do you hear that? He's like, I don't hear nothing. I don't hear nothing. Because you don't. Because it's focused on you.
Yeah.
In a classroom, the dude that invented audio spotlight in 1974 showed it to a classroom with this flat circle, right? A flat circle device like speaker pointing at the kids, right? They're like, oh God, I hear that shit. Oh, it's killing me, fucking And when he's moving it around the room, you don't hear shit, but when they point that shit at you, you hear it, because that focused microwave beam is being zapped at you, and you hear it. So I just think it's laughable when dipshits like Nerve Gorilla and those fuckers say, "Oh, this shit doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Blah blah blah. You're all crazy. Gang stalking doesn't exist. Whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen your evidence. Bullshit. You didn't look at it.
Yeah.
You looked at it, but you know it exists, and you are here to discredit us.
Yeah.
Not because we're wrong, but because we're right.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Yeah. I would I guess yeah, I was looking on the internet the other day. They had something about DNA tagging. You ever heard of that?
Yeah,
Where
I've seen that. I've
where
seen that.
where I forgot what
Well, that's how they can get your. That's how they can get your fingerprint.
yeah. They can I have to find it again. It was like a TikTok video I saw where they can inject something into your body or something, and it will cover your DNA, and wherever you go, they'll be able to track you through your DNA. And they have it on a simulated reality. It's called DNA tagging. I forgot what they said. I have to play it again.
Right.
I got it somewhere on the. But yeah, I think
I'll look at some of your videos and see some of the stuff you have to offer.
Yeah.
But there, I just get tired of going to people's sites and looking at stuff and seeing people saying, "Oh, this shit doesn't exist," and blah blah blah. I'm tired of proving it. I'm tired of showing patents. I'm tired of showing documentation. I'm tired of showing videos that prove this shit's been around since you were a fucking kid. I'm tired. You know, it's always the same shit. Oh, you're not being targeted. Gang stalking isn't real. Blah blah blah. You know, it's like whatever, dude. You're wasting your breath. You know, you're wasting your breath because we know it's real. It's like, you know, it's like telling you that, right? The guy's got a knife to your throat, but I'm not holding a knife to your throat. I'm not holding this knife to your throat.
Yeah.
Hi, Stacy. How you doing?
Oh, Stacy's in there. I think I heard of Stacy. Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say, darn, I
Want to
lost.
come up and talk, Stacy?
Yeah, want to come up and talk? Because
Would you like to voice some of your experiences, Stacy?
yeah,
I've
maybe
never
Stacy.
had you on here either.
I've heard of
I've
Stacy.
seen you around. I saw the other day when I don't remember. I think we were in someone else's chat, and of course the perps were saying you're a perp, but that's just the way they are.
Mm-hmm.
But you could come in and chat with us if you'd like. Anybody else can too, I guess. Anybody, but yeah, never mind. The racist kind of people. Your targeting is too bad. Um, so you just don't go on streams, huh? Because your targeting's too bad. Well, I'll tell you, Stacy, my targeting is as bad as it could be, but I'm here. 24/7 blah 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 chatter from V2K, RNM, just disrupting images, threats, harassment. But I'm here. I understand. I can understand what you're saying about how it's it's hard. You don't want to. Not everybody wants to come up and talk.
Well, Scott, I guess I'm gonna get out of the stream now, and I'll
Wait a
talk to
minute.
you again.
Someone saying they're Stacy. Yeah, that's not Stacy. I'm sure that's Muddy.
That's Muddy.
You're not trying to get in here, are you, Stacy?
Oh, that's Muddy pretending to be.
I guarantee you want to see. You want me to prove it that it's not her?
Okay.
We'll prove it.
Okay.
Hi, Scott. Let's go.
See what I tell you. Bye. See what I tell you.
Yep.
See, he does that. he impersonates other people. He harasses people. He's a scumbag. If I could get his ass thrown off of YouTube, I'd do it.
Yeah.
I'd do it in a minute, and he should know that. I don't like him. He knows it, but he acts. Oh, Scott. Yeah, shut up.
Yeah.
You're a scumbag. Hell no, Stacy. I'm not saying you're a perp. Did you see what just happened there? That was Muddy, impersonating you, Stacy, to try and get on here to do his thing. He does that. Shut up, Muddy. I'll fucking ban you. You're blocked just for saying that. Just for saying that, you're blocked. See, normally I haven't blocked him. I don't silence people, right? I don't silence him, but when you're going to go and try and make up lies about me to other people, get the fuck out of here, you ignorant bastard. Right? Pardon my French. But no, Stacy, I don't. No. I don't think you're a perp. I didn't say you were, and I wouldn't. No. I was proving that Muddy, tries to impersonate other people, and come on, he's done it to Virginia, he's done it to Patton, he's done it to Will, he's done it as a bunch of people. So whatever the case, if you see him, know he's a perp. Okay. He's a perp. But okay, thank you for coming on, Rose. I appreciate you being here. And I appreciate everybody else for coming out. I think I'm gonna end the live because pretty much hit on a few good subjects. Thanks for coming on. Yeah, I suck because I blocked a perp. Whatever. But have a good night, everyone, and see you next time. And thanks again, Rose, for coming out. I'll check out your site and see what you have to offer, and maybe if you do a live, I'll come on your channel. So you have a good night. Thank you.